Hi, this is Linda and Aaron with Flamingos in Wonderland. Today we're in Disney Springs at CityWorks Eatery and Poorhouse. They call themselves the ultimate sports bar. There are 17 TVs plus a massive wall TV. In our review, we're going to tell you everything you need to know so you can decide if this is a Disney Springs restaurant you want to dine at, and let us know if you think it's the ultimate sports bar. Let's get into the atmosphere and theming. This is a sports bar. There's a really large indoor area and outdoor seating. It's good to know that the outdoor patio is dog friendly, so if you've got your little four-legged friend with you on your trip, bring them on along. There's also a shop in there in case you want to purchase any of their merchandise. There are gigantic TVs for the ultimate viewing experience placed all around the restaurant. It can be busy, especially when major sporting events are on, so keep that in mind. When we went, it was the summer and there was nothing major going on. There are booths that run down the middle of the restaurant, and I actually think those would be the best to sit in for the ultimate viewing, because you can see the TVs all running around. You can turn sideways. When we were there was a variety of sporting events going on because there was not one major thing, so you then would have more option of what to see. Where we were sitting, Aaron had his back to the main row of TVs, so it wasn't as easy to watch. There was one on the side, but you couldn't quite see, or if that wasn't what you were wanting to watch. It's not really a big deal, but that does take into question, is it the ultimate sports bar then? In terms of location, it is in Disney Springs on the west side. It's right near Cirque du Soleil and House of Blues. The Cirque du Soleil building is pretty easily recognizable. And actually, if you were staying at Swan or Dolphin or some of the other shuttle resorts, this is actually near where they drop you off at that end versus the regular bus parking lot. So it is a great location if you're going around there or doing some shopping in that area. Now let's get into the menu and food, because when you're watching a sports game, having some good food is really important. They consider themselves gourmet American food with a twist. They are open for lunch and dinner, and on the weekends they offer a rock and roll brunch. There is a massive beer list. They have over 80 local and international selections. If you're not a beer lover like me, they also have cocktails and wines, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy just with the ginger beer because I don't get that all that often. Don't worry if you're going for lunch or dinner, you're not missing out. The menus are the same. There's lots of shareables and apps like cheese curds and duck nachos. They also have items on the menu like tacos, burgers, and sandwiches. If you're looking for something a little bit more, they do have mains like salmon, smoked barbecue ribs, and pork chops. There are a few dessert options. The peanut butter Snickers pie is really popular. Unfortunately, I had to pass on it because when we were visiting, I really wanted to try glazed donuts, and those are massive, and there was no way I was going to be able to have both. But next time, I might just have to get that peanut butter Snickers pie to go. There is a kids menu with your typical pub food, pizza, chicken fingers, and all those cost $10. There's also a to-go window where you can get drinks and snacks. The food menu is limited, but there are some fun items. This is nice because they have that big outdoor TV, so again, if you're walking around or waiting for people while they're shopping, you can grab a drink or a snack while you're walking around. So it's handy. A few other restaurants in Disney Springs have these to-go windows as well. So the menu can rotate, but this is what we had when we were there and what we thought. We love queso, so when we saw that on the menu, we had to get it. It's $14 US. We liked the flavor, and it was served with tortilla chips. I then had the chicken tinga tacos. They were $19 and came with tortilla chips. They were good and fresh. I really appreciate that there was no cilantro, which I asked them to leave off, as I'm somebody who finds it tastes like soap. So not for me. Aaron can have all the extra cilantro. When we went, they also had filet sliders, which were served on pretzel buns. You can't go wrong with a pretzel bun. The food and drink we had was good, but nothing really stood out to us as really special or amazing. So in terms of value and price, Disney says it costs between $15 and $35 US to dine here. Of course, that will depend on how many drinks you have. If they're cocktails, they can be $15 alone, or if you're having multiple courses. So in terms of discounts, depending when you've been there last, there have been some changes. There's no more dining plans offered by Disney. We're watching to see if those return. Also, Tables in Wonderland is not accepted, so waiting out to see what happens with those. If you are an annual pass holder or a DVC member, they do accept those discounts there. This is priced similar to other table service restaurants like Chef Art Smith and the Raglan Pub. It's not as expensive as some of the more formal experiences like the California Grill. If you want to know any more about these restaurants, we've got tons of dining reviews, so be sure to check us out. So in terms of our overall thoughts, it was a good sports bar, but we've got tons of good sports bars at home. There are other places that are more unique in Disney Springs that I'd rather go to, like Wine Bar George, the Edison, and I love the views at the Boathouse. But if you want to watch a sports game live like the World Cup or the Olympics, this would be a really good place for that. Have you ever been to CityWorks before? Do you think it is the ultimate sports bar? What's your favorite restaurant in Disney Springs? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your ideas and opinions. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and we hope that you got a good overview of CityWorks Eatery and Poorhouse. Be sure to subscribe for all the Disney tips and review to make your trip magical. Remember, memories are forever, so make them fabulous. Thanks again for watching, and happy travels.